So I'm going to just give you a custom prompt that basically does all of this for you. Now, the way that I was able to come up with this prompt is that this is the way that I think about writing YouTube ads. I've done a ton of YouTube ads. I've run, I believe at this point, more than 500 YouTube ad campaigns. So I have a lot of experience with this. And so I know what works on YouTube. And so I've created this prompt to reflect exactly the thought process that I use when I'm writing scripts for myself or for my clients. So the way that we first have to do this, we have to do a little bit of planning. If you were expecting just like a one-sentence prompt, hey, write me a YouTube ad that gets sales, you're going to be disappointed. Like, you got to give it a little bit more information than that. So there are 6 fields that I would like you to fill in before, like you to not fill in, to define before you get started with actually writing the prompt. So the first field is your business type. And so I've done this for myself here for my own business. So what is your business type? And I don't need you to give some big long explanation here. Just like, what is your business? I have a YouTube ads agency. I am a plastic surgeon. I am a weight loss coach. You know, whatever it is, just business type in like a few words. And then who is your ideal client? That is, who is the best person that you would like to have as a client? So for me, my ideal client is a high-ticket online business owner. Not to say that the only people I can help are high-ticket online business owners, but those are the people that I work the best with. What is the benefit of your product or service? So the benefit of my YouTube ads agency is that I get qualified leads and sales. And maybe I can say like on autopilot. Expand on that just a little bit more, right? So it's not like you're having to call up people cold calling and you're having to do a lot of work. No, it's like the leads and the sales just come to you automatically because the ads run automatically, and they put you in the funnel that goes after the ads also runs automatically. So they just get booked on your calendar on autopilot. So that's a big part of the benefit. And then what is the mechanism? Like, by what mechanism can I get this benefit for my clients? And the mechanism in this case is YouTube ads. And notice, by the way, that like all of these responses so far are very short. None of these are big, long, like paragraphs. It's just one line, essentially. And then call to action. This is, what do you want people to do as a result of your ad? Like, what is the next step? So in this example, I put sign up to get my free YouTube ads guide. And then you want proof or qualifications. So this is pretty open, and you can put multiple things here, just anything that's going to enhance your credibility, essentially. So for this example, I've generated over 35,000 leads from YouTube ads and run more than 500 ad campaigns for myself and others. So you could put other things. You could put, I've been featured in X magazines. I've done X number of sales. I have gotten these awards. I have these accreditations, like whatever is relevant that's going to be helpful for building your credibility in your prospects' minds. You could say, I have worked with these big names, like my clients have lost an average of 45 pounds. Whatever you can say that's true and that will build you credibility, right? You have to include this because ChatGPT doesn't know anything about you, so it can't include this unless you tell it. Okay, so once you've got that all mapped out, then here is the prompt. And you're going to put all of these, you're just going to insert them into the prompt. So I run a business type, in my case, YouTube ads agency. My ideal clients are high-ticket online business owners. My business helps them to benefit, get qualified leads and sales on autopilot using mechanism. Mechanism is YouTube ads. I have proof. I've generated 35,000 leads, et cetera, et cetera. Write me a long-form YouTube ad script for my business that sells them on the benefits of the mechanism, YouTube ads, compared to the most common alternatives, busts the most common objections, invites them to call to action, sign up to get my free YouTube ads guide, and gives them a good reason why they should act now. So what I've included in this prompt is essentially all of the bullet points that I include in a ad script that I would write myself, right? We're telling you, we're calling out the ideal client, right? We're qualifying for the person that you want to work with. We're telling them how they benefit. We're telling them how you get that benefit, like why they should believe you. They're telling you proof, which is more credibility, more reasons why they should believe you, right? So here's the logical proof, is the mechanism that the way to get the thing that they want, the best way to get that thing is through, the best way to get this benefit, that is through the mechanism that you're talking about. And why that mechanism works, ChatGPT will do for you. Like, it can figure that part on its own. Now, then credibility, in addition to your proof or your logical proof, and then you're asking it to, you're telling it how to write it, essentially. And then you're telling it what to include here. So long form YouTube ad script. So that generally means like longer than a minute. And then talking about the benefits of this mechanism compared to the most common alternatives. This is important, especially if you have people that are like a problem aware audience. And we could go deeper into this, but if you're not familiar with like problem aware versus solution aware or unaware, a problem aware person knows that they have some sort of problem that they would like to fix, but they don't know what's the way to fix it. So in my case, a problem aware person is going to be a business owner who is not getting as many leads or as many sales as they would like to, and they don't really know, they haven't settled on one method to fix that. So there's a lot of potential methods that they could use. They could do Facebook ads, they could do cold calling, they could do cold email, they could do networking. Like, there's a million different ways that they could go about trying to solve that problem. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to convince them first and foremost that my method, my mechanism is the best way to do that, right? That in this case, YouTube ads is a better mechanism than Facebook ads and cold calling and all those other things, right? And so I'm leaving that to ChatGPT to do for me, essentially. Busting the most common objections. This is pretty cool because I'm leaving it to ChatGPT to figure out what those objections are. If you know what those objections are, then you could potentially put that into the script. You could say like, these are the most common objections. Please bust these objections, and then list them out. And then invites them to do the thing that I want, and then gives them a good reason why they should act now. So these are like everything that's included in a high-performing YouTube ad script. We're telling it explicitly to include all of these things. So here I have it written out. This is literally just this, but with these things put in here. So I'm going to copy and paste it and show you what to do. And by the way, one thing that I should mention, just in case it's not obvious, is like write it in a way that it makes sense. So you don't like just copy and paste it exactly if it doesn't make sense. So if you say, if you say ideal client, high ticket online business owner, you say my ideal clients are high ticket online business owner. Like, it doesn't match because the R is plural and the owner is singular. So just, you can change it a little bit so that it matches, right? And then I have like my proof. I have proof. If I was to say this exactly, I've generated over 35,000 leads. Like, that's redundant. I have and I have. That doesn't make sense. So just like get rid of one of them. So I have generated over 35,000 leads, right? So just kind of common sense there, but wanted to call that out just in case. Like, you got to think about this a little bit. That I'm always a little hesitant to talk about letting AI do stuff for you, because people tend to use that as an excuse to not think about anything, just like throw their brain out the window. Because to be fair, I mean, that's kind of natural. If you ever read that book, Thinking Fast and Slow, that's by Thinking Fast and Slow by Daniel Kahneman. Really good book. But the premise of it is essentially that thinking burns calories, and we want to conserve our calories because that's what we live off of. And so just naturally, by the way that we are designed, we want to conserve calories as much as we can. So we try not to think when we have the opportunity not to think. Like, if we can outsource our thinking to somebody else, then we will do that. So I'm trying to say, like, resist that urge and think about what you're doing here. Don't just blindly follow this process. Actually think about how it works for your business. Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste this whole thing. And I'm going to put it into ChatGPT, which, by the way, I'm starting fresh. If you want to, like, whenever you're using ChatGPT, and I'm using this 4.0 version, by the way, which I just use whatever's the default. I have the paid version. I'm not sure if it's the same if you have the free version. I think that it is. But anyway, if you start a conversation, you start talking about stuff, it will remember that stuff that you're talking about and use that as context for the next things that you say, which is pretty cool. But I want to, for the sake of demonstration, I want to show you this with zero context. So that's why I asked it to forget everything in this conversation. Okay, so I'm going to paste this in and run it. And let's see what we get. Here's a polished long-form ad script, about 2 minutes, tailored to your YouTube ads agency. It's built to highlight why YouTube ads outperform common alternatives, establish your own authority and track record, bust objections, drive our action toward your download your free YouTube ads guide now. Perfect. It's exactly what I asked for. So here is the script, and it's talking like it's telling you kind of like what to show in the video and how to film it. I kind of ignore that. Like it says, direct to camera, calm confidence, and then cut to visuals, ad platforms glitching, ignore DMs. Like this is kind of a pain to have to like create all this in a video. If you have somebody that's really good with video, or you're really good with video, then by all means go for it. But generally I just do the script, right? Or that's what I would do. So it starts out, if you're selling a high ticket offer and you're still relying on Facebook ads, cold outreach, or referrals, you're doing it the hard way and bleeding opportunity. So this is a pretty nice hook. The hook being the thing that you use to generate people, to get people's attention. Because if you think about YouTube ads, well, what are people doing when they're watching a YouTube ad? Well, generally they clicked on a video that they actually wanted to watch, and then lo and behold, your ad video comes up and interrupts them from the video that they actually want to watch. So in order to be able to do that successfully and get their attention and get their interest, rather than just have them hate you because you interrupted their video, you got to really get their attention with something that is valuable to them, or shows that it's going to be valuable to them. So I'm saying but ChatGPT is immediately calling out the person in their situation and then saying, hey, you're losing out, right? FOMO, fear of missing out. That's what this is working on, which works really well as an ad hook. Okay, next part. Facebook ads are getting more expensive. Instagram is noisy. Cold DMs feel desperate. And referrals, they're great until they're not. The truth is, most traffic sources just aren't built for premium client acquisition anymore. Okay, so this is decent. This is the part where it's contrasting what I have with all the other alternatives. So Facebook ads are more expensive. Instagram is noisy. I don't like that. I don't even know what that means. Cold DMs feel desperate. That's definitely true. I like that one. That's well done. And referrals, they're great until they're not. I don't care for that. Like, you're going to have to revise this a little bit, chances are, but it's pretty good. The truth is, most traffic sources just aren't built for premium client acquisition anymore. YouTube is a completely different game. It's intent-based. Your ideal clients are already searching for the solution you offer, and when your ad shows up before the video they came to watch, you're not interrupting, you're positioning. Okay. So this part is great. That is absolutely spot on. Exactly why. Well, one of the reasons why YouTube ads is better than Facebook ads or all these other alternatives. This part, however, you're not interrupting. Yeah, you are interrupting. You're exactly interrupting. So I would definitely rewrite that part. So I would talk more about, like, people on YouTube are already there to learn something, or they're already there to get some sort of benefit, and you could insert yourself right into that conversation. Something like that. I've personally generated over 35,000 leads from YouTube ads. I've run over 500 campaigns for my own businesses and my clients. This isn't theory. This is tested, refined, and proven over and over again. Brilliant. That is like perfectly stated. I love it. You don't need to be great on camera. You don't need a huge budget. And no, this isn't just for influencers or tech bros. You just need the right message delivered the right way using a system that works. Perfect. Spot on. I love it. Don't need to be great on camera. I don't need a huge budget. I might add too that you don't actually have to be on camera at all, right? My YouTube ads method, I can create YouTube ads without even like recording a video. I can just use AI to do it, which is ironic that AI didn't catch that. But even so, like this is 9 out of 10. This is really good. This is really, really good. And I didn't give it any objections, right? It just figured out the objections on its own. So this is pretty darn good. Next part. I put together a free guide that walks you through the exact process I use to create YouTube ads that get qualified leads, booked calls, and real sales, even if you've never run a single ad before. Again, beautiful. I love it. Every week you delay, someone else steps in front of your audience. If you're serious about scaling your offer with quality leads who want to buy, this is where it starts. Click the link, grab the free guide, and I'll show you how to make YouTube your #1 client source. Awesome. I love it. So this is the urgency. Why should you do something about this now instead of putting it off like you put off everything else in your life? Which again is like a common human weakness. We tend to put things off if there's a possibility that we can do something tomorrow instead of doing something today, we'll put it off until tomorrow. The problem with that, obviously, is that you keep putting it off until tomorrow, and then tomorrow never comes, and you've missed all the opportunities in your life, and you're stuck in your deathbed full of regrets, which is like where most people end up. But again, like this is human nature, so you got to give somebody a good reason why they should take action now instead of waiting for forever. And then end screen, download the free YouTube ads guide now, just fluff, no fluff, just the framework. Cool. Yep, that's good if you want to add an end screen. So yeah, this is excellent. This is like 90% of the way there. Again, there are a couple little things that I would have modified somewhat in there, but otherwise I think that this is really, really good. And then you might have noticed, by the way, that in there's some really, really good like market research that's implied. I really like ChatGPT for market research. So when I say that, I mean like, for example, the objection busting. So I can ask ChatGPT, what are the most common reasons people choose not to run YouTube ads? And I probably should have said like high ticket business owners instead of just people. And that's something that you get used to as you use AI more and more, is that the more specific you are, the better the answers that you're going to get. Okay. Oh, and look at this. Here are the most common reasons people choose not to run YouTube ads, especially among high ticket online business owners. So even though I didn't specify, it already knew because I specified in the prior prompts. Right. So it's getting pretty smart. Like it remembers the context of the conversation. It already knows what my business is. And so it's giving me answers based on that, which is awesome. So #1, I'm not good on camera. Fear of being on video is huge. Many believe they need to be charismatic, attractive, or influencer level to succeed. In reality, well-scripted, authentic delivery often outperforms flashy production. Oh, that is so true. That's amazing. 2, YouTube ads are expensive. 3, it's too complicated to set up. 4, I've never seen anyone in my niche doing it. 5, I don't have time. 6, I tried it once and it didn't work. Like, this is excellent. This is so good. And just knowing this, ideally, you want to have your own data on this, like your own conversations with clients. But if you don't, or if you don't remember, or if you just like you don't have it accessible, then this is a pretty close second. Like this is really, really helpful. And then you might say like, what are the most important things people look for when hiring a marketing agency? So here we go. Proven results. And look at that. It even remembered my proven results that I told it earlier. Specialization, clear communication, strategic thinking, ROI potential, process and systems, thought leadership like content, risk reduction. Yeah, this is absolutely spot on. Like, this is so good. And even if you're really good at this marketing game and you've been doing this for years, chances are it's going to catch a blind spot or two with something like, oh, yeah, I didn't even think of that. But that's absolutely true. So amazing tool for how would you say, market research. So that's it for today. If you would like a copy of this prompt, of this document, I will leave it in the description. I'll put a link in the description where you can get that. If you would like me to handle the whole thing for you, if you are a high-ticket business owner and you would like me to build out your entire YouTube ads process for you, and not only the YouTube ads, but all of the tracking, all of the funnel, all of the automations, so that it's just automatically booking calls on your calendar on autopilot without you having to do a darn thing after the system's set up, then I'll put a link in the description where you can apply and book a call with me, and we'll talk about whether or not it would be a fit for your business.